For today's history assignment for this week, for April 27th through May 1st, we're going to be breaking this up into two different assignments. So I want you to go ahead and open up your packet to the page that looks like this, and I'm going to read it to you. Today we're going to be working on the first assignment. So this is going to be working with Civil War, the Reconstruction, and the Indian Wars. Follow along as I read this to you. What issues led to the Civil War? We had the issue of states' rights, sectionalism, tariffs, and slavery. Why did Texas vote to secede from the Union? Remember, secede means to leave. So why did Texas want to leave the Union or the United States? Texas seceded from the Union because they believed that their way of life was being threatened. People depend on agriculture for their economy, and their source of labor was slavery. They believed that each state should be allowed to make their own decisions. People that moved to Texas were mostly from southern states. So states' rights, slavery, and sectionalism were the reason why Texas seceded from the Union. Looking below, we have a chart that we're going to be using for the next section of this assignment. These are Civil War battles in Texas. The first battle we have was the Battle of Galveston in January 1st of 1863. The leader of this battle was General John B. Magruder. The significance or the importance of this battle. General Magruder took the port of Galveston from the Union and captured several hundred Union soldiers. The next battle, Battle of Sabine Pass. The date was September 8th of 1863. Lieutenant John Dowling and the Davis Guards. What was the significance? The Union was planning to destroy Fort Griffin's cannons so that they could invade Texas by land. Davis Guards were able to hold their fire until the Confederate gunners arrived and destroyed the Union attack. 300 Union soldiers were captured. The Battle of Red River was in March 1864. The leader of this battle was General Richard Taylor and Tom Green. The significance of this battle: Union Army forces planned to invade Texas with the help of ironclad boats on the Red River. They were stopped and they were forced to retreat. And the Battle of Palmito Ranch in May 13th of 1865. The significance of this battle: it was the first land battle of the Civil War. Confederate forces won the battle. This battle came a month after General Lee had surrendered to General Grant at Appomattox Courthouse. Important people that we need to know to complete this assignment for today are, let me just erase here completely. Some important people that we need to know. John Bell Hood was the first one. John Bell Hood was appointed Colonel of 4th Texas Infantry. Hood was promoted to Brigadier General and given command of what became known as Hood's Texas Brigade, perhaps the finest brigade of Robert E. Lee's Army of Northern Virginia. This unit originally composed of the 1st, 4th, and 5th Texas Infantry. Quanah Parker, the last chief of the Cohada Comanche Indians, son of Peta Nocona and Cynthia Ann Parker. He was a major figure of both in Comanche resistance to white settlement and in the tribe's adjustment to reservation life. He supported the construction of schools on the reservation lands and encouraged Indian youth to learn the white man's ways. Economically, Parker promoted the creation of ranching industry and led the way to becoming a successful and quite wealthy stock raiser himself. Important people, the last one, Buffalo Soldiers. The Buffalo Soldiers was the name given to the Plains Indians, to the 4 regiments of African Americans that served on the frontier in the post-Civil War Army. From 1866 to the early 1890s, the Buffalo Soldiers served at a variety of posts in Texas and the Southwest and the Great Plains. The next section that we're going to be looking at, this is an important section right here. These are going to be called the Reconstruction Amendments right here. We have three Reconstruction Amendments. I do have a video posted for each of these. The first one is the 13th Amendment. The 13th Amendment to the Constitution gave African Americans their freedom. The 14th Amendment gave citizenship and equal rights to African American men. And the 15th Amendment to the Constitution gave African American men the right to vote. These are important to know. I do have a video for all 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. I have three other sections here that we need to look at. I do want you to draw a line. If you are working with me, I want you to draw a line right here. This will be the end of our first assignment. What issues did the Governor Davis have with the Democrats? Governor Davis clashed with Democrats over the state police, the militia, and the taxes. What effect did the election of 1876 have on Texas? With the Democratic support of the election of President Rutherford B. Hayes, Reconstruction came to an end in Texas. And the last one for our first assignment. How did tenant farming change agriculture in Texas? The end of the Civil War brought an end to slavery. Texans still depended on agriculture, and they turned to tenant farming. Tenant farmers rented land to grow crops. The landowner would usually receive part of their crop as payment for using the land. Sharecroppers were people who did not have the land, tools, or supplies needed to grow crops. They would turn to the tenant farmers to rent land, tools, and supplies to farm. Right here, we are going to use all of this section that we just did to complete our first assignment. I want you to go ahead and turn to the page that I'm going to show you so that we may complete this assignment together. Go back and look for the first section in your packet that looks like this. What I just read to you, you are going to use that tape, that video, and the handout you have to fill in these answers right here. You're going to work all the way down to this end of this page right here. You're going to use your handouts that I just read and the one you have in front of them to complete this assignment up here. It's not going to be hard. All you're basically having to do is look at your handout and fill in the answers that go in the blank boxes for the first assignment. Be careful with this. It's not hard. Good luck.